The greatest what if in American history is what if President James Garfield was able to serve out his term. In 1881, 49-year-old genius James Garfield was elected to the office of President of the United States, but just 6 months later, he dropped dead. But before we go further, please consider subscribing to the channel as it would help me out greatly. And if you already have, thank you, welcome back, and thank you for your continued support. Now let's jump into it. What is Garfield most remembered for? It's that he was shot and later died due to his doctors using unsterilized fingers and tools in an attempt to remove the bullet from Garfield's body, which they in hindsight did not need to do. On July 2, 1881, office seeker Charles Guiteau fired 2 shots at Garfield at the Baltimore Potomac Railroad Station in Washington, D.C. While Garfield was campaigning, Guiteau made a speech at one of his events, and as a result, he believed Garfield owed him a place in his cabinet as president. Garfield disagreed, and never offered Guiteau a position. Guiteau hit both shots, striking Garfield once in his right arm and once in his back. The bullet in his arm fell out immediately, as Guiteau fled the scene. So-called doctors made their first attempt to retrieve the bullet on the floor of a train station using their bare hands. They put their bare hands into Garfield's open wound and searched around his chest for the bullet on the train station floor. I mean, can you think of a more unsterilized, dirtier environment than this one? After a few weeks, Garfield began to recover, but his doctor, Dr. Willard Bliss, insisted that the bullet must be retrieved from Garfield's body, so Alexander Graham Bell invented the metal detector in an attempt to retrieve the bullet. Dr. Bliss only permitted Bell to examine the right side of Garfield's back, because that's where the bullet landed originally, but in the months since the shooting, the bullet had moved to the left. On September 19, 1881, James Garfield died after 2 months of this medieval torture. Vice President Chester Alan Arthur took the reins and carried out Garfield's term. James Garfield was one of the most intelligent U.S. presidents. He was born into poverty but worked hard to get an education. As a young man, he developed the most important aspect of schooling a person can learn: a passion for the subject. He attended Western Reserve Eclectic Institute, which is now Hiram College, and later went to Williams College in Massachusetts. Garfield was a top student and graduated with honors. He became a professor and then president of the Eclectic Institute before going to politics. Garfield could write in Latin with one hand and in Greek with the other at the same time, showing his amazing brain power. He was also a great speaker and a writer, which helped him succeed in Congress. Garfield emphasized his mastermind intelligence by proving the Pythagorean theorem and why it only worked for right triangles. His strong education helped him make smart decisions as a leader. Garfield's intelligence and love for learning made him stand out in American history. Garfield was only president for 4 months before being shot, so it was difficult for him to leave a long-lasting impact on the nation. But let's discuss what he did get up to in that time. During his short tenure, Garfield worked hard to fight corruption in the government. He wanted to make sure that government jobs were given to people based on skill, not just political connections. Garfield supported civil service reform, which would help create a more fair and honest government. He also worked to strengthen the power of the presidency by challenging powerful political groups. One of his goals was to improve the U.S. economy by reducing high taxes and cutting unnecessary spending. He believed in equal rights and supported education for African Americans. Garfield worked on modernizing the Navy to make the country stronger. He also supported new technology and believed it could help the nation grow. Garfield's actions and ideas influenced later reforms in the United States government. Although Garfield is mostly remembered for his death and short term, that term was effective. Garfield came into office with a clear majority in the electoral vote, but won the popular vote by the smallest margin in United States history, just 0.11%. Holy wowza. But his predecessor, Rutherford Hayes, cleanly lost the popular vote, but was awarded the presidency by supposedly winning the most hostile, most disputed, closest election in American history. Click here to learn more.